Welcome back, guys. It's the TightWad, and today I have my neighbor's Echo blower and it won't start. So we're gonna first try to start it just to make sure he wasn't doing something wrong. And then we're gonna start the diagnosis process to see if we can figure out why this one will not start. So on this one, it has the choke on the back side here, and it has a little switch. So I'm gonna flip the switch up. I'm gonna locate the primer bulb on this unit, which is down here under the filter. And I see an issue already. When I press the primer bulb, something is spraying out right here, which is most likely fuel. And I can tell right off the bat that the fuel hose is disconnected. So I'm gonna take this inside and get it into the shop on the bench so that I can show you a little bit closer, and I'll show you how to fix it. This one's gonna be a pretty easy repair though. When I pressed the primer bulb, I saw fuel squirting from this area down here. And if you look right where this screwdriver is pointing to here, you can see there's a little fuel port that comes off of the back side of the carburetor. And it's the gold one right in the middle of the screen, right here. And if you look right there, you can see the green fuel hose is loose. Now, I don't have any pliers skinny enough to get back in there and reattach this to the fuel port. I'm going to remove the air filter first and then see if I can get to it, and if I can't, we'll go ahead and remove the whole carb assembly here so that we can reattach that fuel line. First part's super easy. They just have these thumb screws that you can use your fingers, and I'd already loosened them up a little bit, but you can pull them off. And this is a good time to check your air filter to see if it needs to be cleaned or just blown out. So I'm gonna set this off to the side for now. And looking down in there, it's still tucked in behind where I need to be working. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this assembly here as well. The next step is to remove these two number 4 Allen key bolts here. And this is gonna remove the rest of this housing plus the carburetor and this as well. So you need to make sure you pay attention to the orientation of this. It's got to go facing up here, or else it's not going to work when you're done. So with this off, you can see the little port for the fuel right here, and the hose that's supposed to be on it is this little green one. Use a pair of pliers here because it's really slippery. Just be careful with the pliers not to kink it or pinch it too much. I'm just using it to hold them. And make sure you slide it on there all the way so it doesn't come off again. When you're putting all this back together, it's easiest to go ahead and put this on over the carb first. And go ahead and get your bolts started through the carburetor. And then we're going to slide this back in, making sure it's in the right orientation. And your bolts will be going through that, so the hole should line up. Now I'm going to start finger tightening each of the bolts. Make sure they're going in nice and easily. Don't tighten one down all the way. Go ahead and get them about even as you start tightening, especially before you snug them down, to make sure the carburetor is sitting on there straight. All right, so I got both of them fairly tight here, and now I'm going to tighten them up a little bit more just to make sure they're snug. Now this goes back on. Go ahead and get the top started, and then I can line up the bottom. Just like the other one, we're gonna make sure that we have the top and the bottom even before we tighten either one of them down. All right, and then I'm gonna take it back outside and try to get it cranked. It has started raining, so I'm gonna have a little bit different angle this time. With the fuel line repaired, I'm gonna put this on slow here. I'm going to turn the choke on and hit the primer bulb, and hopefully no fuel squirts out and that hose stays in place. Everything looks good. And try to start her up. Starts right up. I'm going to turn off the choke. And try to turn it up here. While this repair turned out to be an easy one, I'm glad you now can see how easy it is to remove the carburetor from your blower if you need to replace yours. Believe it or not, a replacement carburetor is only about $15 to $20 for these units. So it's not even worth it to rebuild them, in my opinion. If I had an issue with a carburetor, I would simply replace it. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Leave any questions you have in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Click any of the videos shown on your screen right now and they'll open right up on your device. And I hope you guys have a great day.